For as long as I can.
How were the quizzes for today? A couple of them? I don't know how many of you guys did. There was one on betting with a friend, where the friend was taking your money. Did you? Okay, I'll get it when I get back to the office. I didn't see it yet, I don't think.
It's just, I need a little further explanation.
Oh, that's cool, and I'll tag that on wherever you submit it to Blackboard. And Fran will get it first, obviously, but I'll tag it on afterwards. There was some great chatter, Facebook chatter on the solution. That one made me very, very happy to see you guys teaching each other. That's you can't find it?
I can't find the Facebook one.
What's the best way to find a Facebook page like that?
John Rules.
Just Google it, or not Google, but Facebook. Google it, like do a search.
Probably.
Try Math 243. I bet you Math 243 will come up pretty. Yeah.
I think it comes
But it was a great discussion that some of you guys were having on that one.
Yeah.
I got invited to join it, but that's probably because.
Didn't you create it?
No, one is a student created. That's the best part. A student created. I mean, I think it's a great idea, and I always encourage students to do it. Somebody finally did, and now that it's up there, people are actually using it. They're creating work parties for projects.
Math 243.
There you go. Yes, Charles Math 243 class. There you go.
Ah, okay. It's a closed group.
Oh, I did. It's so good. It's like virtual office hours for students.
I don't know why.
It's fantastic.
10 or 12 last night.
That's totally great, and that's the best part, right? I mean, it's out there, it's out there. I mean, guys, make them in your other classes.
1 through 6.
I mean, if your teachers are cool with it, I think it's freaking awesome. I mean, you guys are, every once in a while I'll drop in and say something like, boom, or you got it, or look at what Corey said, or something like that. Like, because you guys are nailing, I will chime in if somebody says something wrong. But so far, only one person has said something wrong, and it didn't affect anybody's answers to anything. So I let it go and talk to the person individually rather than being an idiot Facebook troller. So, yeah. So, no. Anyway, so use that resource. It's a great resource. Some of you are emailing me too, and that's great. I did take a look. A bunch of you emailed me about the last project, and take a look at the last project, and I have been going back in. And as to be expected, not everybody got points back. A bunch of people did. A bunch of folks did. But I thank you for the comments too, because I've learned I need to restructure that one question to make it less open-ended. Here's the question I'm talking about. It's the one about interpret the probability from 2A, right? People nod their heads, yes, I hated that question. The reason you hated it is because you have to know what long-term means. And you have to know what the event is being discussed in that problem. The event being discussed is, what's the chance at least one drive fails? If you didn't mention at least one drive failing in your explanation, then you didn't discuss the probability of 17% correctly. It had to be. Some of you said it means that one drive is going to fail 17% of the time. No, it doesn't. It means at least one drive is going to fail. It doesn't mean exactly one. It means at least one is going. And there's a difference to that. There's a lot other probability tied up with the at least one. But that was minor. The major one was the idea of long time. And here's why I bring this up. A lot of you said, I said it was over a year. Isn't that a long time enough? It's not, because the probability was given to you over a year. So if you simply say that over a year, at least one drive will fail 17% of the time, all you've done is you've restated part A in words. You see what I'm saying? Right, so what does long time then mean? Long time means longer than 1 year. What's longer than 1 year? However long you want it to be, but it's got to be more than a year. In the explanation, now how many of you saw the explanation that the example I did a few back in the project? I mentioned over 100 years. That's a good long time. Some of you said over 1,000 years. That's an even better long time. The longer you let it run, the more you're going to see it. Somebody said very cleverly, over the 50 years COCC has been a community college. Badass. They haven't had that drive system the entire time, but way to be contextual. That was wonderful. But thank you for your comments, because your comments have told me I need to restructure that question better. I need to make it more maybe a fill-in-the-blank kind of thing. It means that blank % of the time, blank will blank over a blank, or something like that. Fill in the blanks with the words that need to be there, or something along those lines. More guidance. Less open-ended work. So thank you for that. That's good. It's good to have you guys emailing me. It looks like some of you may have emailed me since yesterday afternoon. I haven't gotten to those emails yet. I'll get to them when I get back to the office. So anyway, thank you for that, and I will get to the ones that have sent in. If you got an email back from me, I've seen your work, and I've already given you the points, or not giving you the points, and giving you reasons for them. If you haven't, then I'll get to it later on today. Cool?
Yeah.
Excellent. And speaking of projects, one of the Facebook posts came through. One of the students in the other 243 is hosting a mini work session for project number 3.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, don't wait. That one is going to seem like less work than the last one. If history is any guide, the level of effort that it's going to be required in this one is going to seem less than project number 2. Do not interpret this as wait till Tuesday night to start it. It has an Excel component. You have to be able to get Excel open and run a sheet a few times, press F9, randomize. So it's got a technology component. Excel's doing all the work for you, just so you know. But you still have to do the Excel bit and run the randomization. Just don't wait till the last minute to do it. Next week. No, it's next week. It's a week from today. I like bringing them up because they're already on the schedule, but I like mentioning them in class so that you guys have those on your radar too. It will not. Has anybody cracked it open and started taking a look at it yet? A couple of you maybe? Oh, no, you have. Gotcha. You're already halfway through it at least, based on what I saw on your TI. So is my assessment accurate? And you can say no, it's not. Did it seem? What do you think, in your opinion?
Well, it's not how far I got if we actually trying to.
Oh, it did. See, maybe I'm wrong. I'm just going by anecdote, what students tell me. Most students don't tell me that. Okay, so don't wait. It's even more evidence. Not wait till the last minute to get into thing. Something just fell. Well, yeah, you should never wait, honestly. But I understand also how busy your guys' lives are. I get that. And that you have other stuff to do besides my wonderful Math 243 projects.
No, we don't.
I mean, well, some of you do. Some of you do. You got kids and families. I just don't myself that, and I believe it too.
Yeah.
So I'll have quizzes up for you.
Once you've done it.
Of course, they're optional. They always are. I mean, as long as you get 10. And I've been tracking your guys' quizzes. You're getting your quizzes in. Some of you, on average, on average over your class, you're getting your quizzes in. I mean, I track it, and what I look for is, I look for an average of 1 quiz per week. And basically, I just look at your numbers. You notice on your progress reports, and I apologize for sending them out in bursts. Did I send you guys 2? Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that. It's because when I sent them out from work, I picked the wrong class twice. I think I forgot to send you guys one the first time.
Yeah.
And then I had to go.
Sent us another one because someone's
Oh, don't get me started on that. That's Banner not talking to Blackboard. Somebody dropped the class, but they didn't drop in Blackboard. They dropped in Banner, but it didn't automatically update in Blackboard. So when I copied and pasted the grades in the Excel spreadsheet, there was 1 extra 0 somewhere, which shoved everybody after that name alphabetically in the alphabet down one. So some of you were like, why the hell did I get a 0? I'm like, you didn't. This is I got a 0. Shit. So then I had to go back in and look, and I'm like, why is there a 21 down here? And then I realized there's a 0 up here that shouldn't be there, and then I delete that, shift them up, and I'm like, oh, that's where it should be. So that's not my fault. You can't pin that on me. That's a stupid ass Blackboard not talking to Banner right.
I didn't know. It wasn't asked.
So anyway, I apologize for the multitude of erroneous emails sent. I try to send out not any because they're tight. I don't try to inundate you with them. I like to keep you in the loop, and especially because Blackboard is not a good look at what your final grade is right. And David, you sent one that said it dropped 8 points. That's because of the 0 thing and the whole shuffling of points, and I apologize for that. So, and I'll thank you for letting me know. I'll fix the issues. Promise, I'll fix the issues as soon as they happen. So, cool. So I'll put some quizzes up for you, but you know, you got a project due, so do as many or as few as you want. We'll have more. I think I have at least 1 more in class planned for us in the next. At least it might be 2.
I saw.
Not today though. Not today. Not today.
When is this project due?
No, why do you actually, Rodney? Why do you ask? Just out of curiosity.
I like doing it in class.
I do too. I just didn't. This one didn't lend itself very well to one. What we're talking about, it's more tech-based than paper-based. I like the ones that are more paper-based, like data-driven, when you're actually running an experiment, rolling dice, pulling
I like
cards.
to see how I do it versus how like other people do it to see if we're like doing the same stuff.
Totally, I'm with you. I love that too. I just did it in 105 with people pulling cards and rolling dice and whatnot. This one is all based in computer technology. Now, last time, I've tried to make the chickens be an in-class quiz in the past, like we just did with the chickens. It doesn't work. And here's why. You're learning something new. It's not the best time to do a quiz. One, you're learning something new. It's kind of good to know right after you've learned something new to kind of do it again on your own, more on your own. Have I got this? It's like my drum teacher going, here's a paradiddle. Now try it. That's like my in-class quiz, right? So this one doesn't lend itself to that, unfortunately. I got a great one. I'm actually writing up for an article that we're going to be doing soon. So there's at least that one, probably another one based on Portland speed limits. That's one I'm in. I'm hoping at least 1. I can promise you 1. I'm hoping for 2. I'm hoping for 2. Yes.
I missed 2.
That's okay. That's okay. I'd like to make those up. I'd like to have a lot. How many have we had in class? Like 3 or 4? 3. We had the snowfall. We had the lottery.
And then I think it was on 1 more.
I think
3 sounds right. Anyway, I'll get as many more as I can. We got time. We got 3 more weeks together, right? Oh my God, it's week 7.
Woo!
I would like 12.
Hi.
Final?
I would show.
And I'm sorry,
No, it's a good question.
is,
It's
like the projects, is it?
it's
Is it
no.
class?
I'm working on it.
Is it-
It will be up by this weekend. So Sandy,
Okay.
it's not in class.
Okay.
I made a decision about a year ago to throw away in-class assessments like that completely. It's like your exam 1. Remember how your exam 1 was?
So we don't have to come final day.
You do. Now here's the catch. Here's the catch. This sucks, but this is not me. This is an administrative
Policy,
thing.
yeah.
It's policy.
Yeah.
If you look at the wording in my contract, I have to have you in class for, and I'm going to paraphrase here, some kind of summative evaluation during that time period. It doesn't say how long you have to be here, but you have to be here if you're taking an in-class class. So I gotta figure it out. I gotta figure it out. So here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna turn in your exam electronically before the start of that class period, just like you did for the last exam. Tip before 10:15, whatever that day is. You're gonna come here, and I'll have prepared a 8 or 9 question survey for you to take on class. Stuff like, would you like more in-class quizzes?
Yes.
Or were there? We'll ask anonymously. We'll do that. We'll do that anonymously at the end of class. How many times did you view the class videos? How many times did you view the quiz solution videos? How many times did you use other?
Quiz solution videos?
Yeah. Believe it or not, that is one of the answer choices. Once a week, never. There are quiz solution videos, and it gets circled quite a bit. If you look back in the schedule page last week, there's always a hyperlink to solution after the quizzes. Yeah, there's quiz solution videos.
And it's after you've already done the quiz?
Well, yes, it would be nice to have them before, obviously. But yeah, it would be nice to have them before, clearly. But so it helps me design. It's one of those things I mentioned but don't drop. You keep your mouth shut. It's one of those things that I mention but it doesn't get heard, and that's why I have to rethink sometimes. Okay, where do I have this listed? Where should I put it to get it heard by more people, kind of thing. So anyway, that's the survey I'll have you do. It'll probably take you 10 minutes that last week in
Talk
class.
about it in class?
Say that again?
Talk about it in class?
Maybe we can talk about it.
Well,
Talk about what in class?
Well, I mean, if we didn't know about the quiz solutions, to say, oh, by the way, there's quiz solutions.
Well, I did talk about it in class. The question is how many. I obviously have to say it either more, or I have to say it more than I already have. I mentioned it at least twice at the beginning of class, but obviously that wasn't enough. So I said it 10 times.
No.
Oh, it takes 6 to 7 depending on Malcolm Gladwell's statistics, plus or minus maybe including 10. But
You're short.
the thing is I'm not the only one that has to say it. You guys can also talk to each other. Like what? I know what? No, I live in isolation. To hell with everybody else.
That's why.
There's a hand. Please, Haley, go.
When do you typically post the quizzes, like, or that are due? Do you not post them until
Great question.
Monday?
No, I try to post them. This last week was different because of having to go to Portland.
Yeah.
But I try to get them in Wednesday or Thursday the week before.
Okay,
So I'll go back to the
ones for
office
next week
today.
should be-
They'll be posted at the latest at the end of the day tomorrow.
Okay.
So in other words, you have a week to work on them.
Okay.
That's what I shoot for.
Okay.
Now, the Blackboard link to submit them doesn't always show up until next week, but that doesn't matter because you can work on them independently and then just submit them next week. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Great question. I try to stay to that as best I can. David, yeah.
How many more projects do we have, Sean?
Just give 2. One next week and then the very last one, which is on false positives and false negatives.
Okay, so 2 more projects and the final.
And the exam 2. What are you gonna call it?
There's
Sure.
2 more projects, and then there's just the project that we're gonna work to next week, and then
Week 8, week 10.
Huh?
and the exam, and then the exam.
I'm a bastard.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're just learning this now.
But
I am a
you're
total
a
bastard. I'm a total bastard.
Okay.
I keep you turning in things constantly.
Do you not know your father?
It's
Oh,
Star Wars.
It's to the.
Oh, literally, am I a bastard? I got you. Like, by the definition of what a bastard is, you got it. You got it.
that's a random question. Okay.
We already know.
Anyway.